Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Miss Mags and we're about to stretch those brain muscles a bit. Don't worry, no heavy lifting, just some practice and you'll be surprised at what you can do. So for the past few videos we have been learning about indices, about positive and negative indices. And what we're going to do today is we're actually going to do some equations to practice the skills that we have learned. Okay, so I'm going to write down a few equations here. As a rule, when you look in your textbook or in on a paper with all the equations, they always start with the easiest equations and then they end off with the most difficult ones. As a rule, when you practice to make sure that you understand everything that you're supposed to understand, you do the first three or the first four equations and you do the last four equations. Then you know that you have a well-rounded understanding about the subject and you will be able to answer any questions that they give you. Okay, so let's look at the equations that we're going to do. So we are going to do 6 equations together. And I hope after the 6 equations, then you would understand all your situations. Okay, so 6 equations and let's try. So I'm going to do 2 easy ones and 3 difficult ones. Okay, and then the last one is going to be a word equation. Yes, I know word equations are evil, but they do help you in real life situations. Okay, so let's look at our first equation. Our first equation says 2, so number 1 says 2 minus 3, or 2 to the power of negative 3. Our second equation, let me write on the lines. Okay, so we have question number 1. It says 2 to the power of negative 3. Number 2 says 4 to the power of 3 multiplied by 4 to the power of negative 5. And then we have our third one. Remember, all of these are still easy. We only need to follow some rules. Okay, our third one would be 5 to the power of 4. 4 divided by 5 to the power of 5. 5 to the power of 5. Ooh. 5 to the power of 5. Okay, then our fourth one. Here is where we get a little bit more difficult, remember. Our fourth one would be 4 to the power of 3 multiplied by 4 to the power of negative 5 divided by 4 to the power of 8. And question number 5, which will be our most difficult one, it would be, just see here, 6 to the power of 2 multiplied by 6 to the power of negative 3 multiplied by 6. Okay, so something that we haven't seen yet. Alright, so let's start with our first equation. Remember what we need to do? We need to first write down our equation. So we have question number 1. We tell the teacher we are doing question number 1. We write down the equation 2 to the power of negative 3. Okay, so what rule are we going to follow here? Our rule that we're going to follow is a to the power of negative m equals to 1 over a to the power of m. So that is our rule. And then we can solve this. Equals to 1 over 2 to the power of 3. Remember, we're not done yet. Equals to 1 to the power of, what is 2 to the power of 3? 2 times 2 times 2. Ooh. Why does my 2 look like a 3? 2 equals to 2 times 2 equals to 4, and 4 times 2 equals to 8. So then we have to the power over 8. And there we have our answer. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2. 4 to the power of 3 multiplied by 4 to the power of negative 5. What rule are we going to use here? Yes, both of our numbers have the same base. Same base. So what rule are we going to use here? We're going to use a to the power of m multiplied by a to the power of n equals to a to the power of n plus n. Okay. So let's do that. Equals to. So then we have equals to here. We say 4 to the power of 3 plus negative 5. My 5 looks like a squiggly thing. To the power of 5. Alright, so which means equals to 4 plus negative 5, 3 plus negative 5, which means we need to say 5 minus 3 equals to 5 minus 3 equals to 2. Okay. But because remember we have the symbol here, we need to bring the symbol down. So 3 plus negative 5 gives us negative 2. So then we have 4 to the power of negative 2. We can't leave it there. Our next rule that we need to use is, let's erase that equation. Our next rule that we need to use is a to the power of negative m equals to 1 over am. So equals to 1 over 4 to the power of 2, which is also equal to 1 over 8. Because, no, sorry, not 8. 1 over 16. Because remember, 4 times 4 gives us 16. And there we have our answer. Let's look at number 3. We write down the equation, 5 to the power of 4 divided by 5 to the power of 5. What rule are we going to use here? We're going to use the division rule, which says a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n equals to a to the power of m minus n. And let's do the equation. So we have 5 to the power of 4 minus 5, which means 4 minus 5, we have 5 minus 4 equals to, remember the symbol, 5 minus 4 gives us 1, which means the answer would be negative 1. So 5 to the power of negative 1. Then equals to, we can't leave it like that. We need to use the negative rule, which states a to the power of negative m equals to 1 over am. So we have 1 over 5. Because the 1 is there, we do not write a 1 here because the 1 is invisible. It says 5 multiplied by itself 1 time. So 5 times 5 with 5. So one group of 5, and that's what that means. Okay, so let's go to question number 4. 4 states 4 to the power of 3 multiplied by 4 to the power of negative 5 divided by 4 to the power of 8. And now we need to even incorporate other mathematical rules. We need to incorporate BODMAS. Remember, BODMAS means brackets of division. So brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. And we always work from left to right. Okay, so let's put our first piece of the equation into brackets. We have 4, 3 plus negative 5, so negative 5 in bracket, and then the whole equation in bracket, minus 8. Which rules are we incorporating? We're incorporating, let me not read it, write it on the bottom, we write it here. A to the power of m times a to the power of n equals to m plus n, and we're also incorporating a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n equals to am minus n. Okay, so those are the two rules that we're incorporating. So let's see. We first do the bracket, because remember we work from left to right. So 3 plus negative 5, we swap them around. 5 minus 3 equals 2. 5 minus 3 equals to 2. We bring down the symbol, which means it's negative 2. So now we have 4 to the power of negative 2 minus 8 equals 2. So negative 4 minus 8. So the way that we work this out again is we say 8 minus 2, and we bring down this symbol. Okay, we only do this if there's a symbol in front of the number. Do you see there's a symbol in front of the number and a symbol in front of the number? That's when we do this. Okay, 8 minus 2 gives us 6, and we bring down the negative number or negative function. So we have 4 to the power of negative 6. We are not done there. We need to still incorporate the next rule, which says a to the power of negative m equals to 1 over a to the power of m equals to 1 over 4 to the power of 6. Not done yet. So what is 4 to the power of 6? Okay, so we know we need to work this out, right? So 4 multiplied by 4 gives us 16. Multiplied by 4 gives us, okay, 4 times 6 gives us 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 1 gives us 4, plus 2 gives us 6. Okay, times 4. So we're only 1, 2, 3, 4 fours in. We still need 2 more. Okay, 4 times 4 gives us 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 6 gives us 24, plus 1 gives us 25. Times 4 again. 4 times 6 gives us 24. 4 times 5 gives us 20. Plus 2 gives us 22. Carry the 2. 4 times 2 gives us 8. Plus 2 gives us 10. Okay, we're now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Times 4. 4 times 4 gives us 8. 4 times 2 gives us, oh, sorry, hold on. Mathematical mistake there. Let me just write this a little bit neater so we have enough space to work with. Oi, my eraser doesn't want to erase. Okay. So multiplied by 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4. So there we have our equation. Where are we? Okay, so 1 over 4 to the power of 6 gives us 1 over 4096. Okay, there is our equation. Please join me for part 2. We will do equation number 5 and equation number 6.